Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your why reading for teen, where hopefully you get to answer your why, or your why is addressed. Whatever your why is, that is addressed, and you get insight, clarity, or confirmation. Everything else you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout outs. I have two, Psychic Love Heals and Alchemy in You. Much love and support to them. I have their links in the description box below. Stop by and see what they have to offer. And if you like it, give a like and a subscribe. Like what they have to say. All right, Cancer. Cancer, why? Three of Swords, ouch. Heartbreak and loss, grief and sadness. For some of you, this is something you've been dealing with for a while, and it's finally amounted to, like, you maybe you knew it was coming, but this is just, it's just being profoundly sad over something, a loss, something that you felt like, well, I guess I finally have to accept this. I can't change it, but there's sadness here. Tower. An upheaval of the status quo, unexpected ending, unexpected catastrophe, destruction. At the Seven of Wands, Three of Coins, Four of Cups, the Moon, King of Cups, the King of Coins. Wow. All right, so two kings, wise counsel, and let's see, 3, 4, what is that? 9, 7. So you got 2 3s and 2 kings. So that calm and wise counsel. Interesting. Or minor counsel, I should say. Okay. Well, a Cancer, they probably haven't figured out how they felt because they don't want to. They're still pissed, or they are upset. There's just a lot of overwhelming emotion for them, and you're not too happy about it. What's this Tower about? Could be dealing with a Scorpio, a Pisces. There's that Pisces again, Cancer, or Virgo. Pisces or Cancer. What's this Tower about? Knight of Wands. So this could be an upheaval or destruction due to somebody pursuing their own interests, someone pursuing other people while they were with you. But either way, this is someone, wow, yeah, it's basically someone, hold on a minute, what's this Seven of Wands? This could be Leo, Scorpio. It's just Seven of Wands. Queen of Wands. Conflicted. Perhaps they felt like you always had to be right or get your way. Cancer, perhaps they feel conflicted and they think you're a bit of a diva. There's conflict surrounding you. I mean, Seven of Wands and the Tower is pretty similar in terms of that swirling, conflicting energy. This is on a grand scale, holy cow. But there's, as far as the mundane, this is somebody that just kind of is like, I don't want to think about that. There's just too much for me to think about when I think of that situation. What's this Three of Coins about? This Three of Coins. So either you are still with this person and they want to work towards a new beginning, or this is someone that has gone off on their own to basically find a new passionate pursuit. This, to me, a lot of times reads as somebody single that has their daily routine down, goes about their life, has everything just so. Even if it's not just so, though, it is by their design. So it might be chaotic and scatterbrained, or it could be very orderly. The point is, though, this person is at the helm and they're creating their schedule. They're creating what they want to do. They might have social visits. They might go out and date, but they are largely independent and they create at their own schedule. They do at their own schedule. Whatever they do, it's at their own schedule. And so this is someone quite possibly trying to work towards a new career, or a new other passionate pursuit, but this is someone that they're looking for a new beginning. They're wanting to create and pursue a new beginning. So as far as, this doesn't look like they're still connected. It could be that there's been this great upset in a good way, but no, we've got the heartbreak here. See, it's like, whoa, someone's changed the game and there's like this rapid fire forward movement. And there's a bit of strife and conflict, but we're going places and doing things, and let's get this show on the road. But no, This feels like someone is getting the hell out of Dodge because of some upheaval that either they caused by their them wanting to pursue something else, so they broke up. They just ended things. There's destruction and chaos and upheaval because either someone cheated or someone just wants something different, a different passionate pursuit, if you will. And then we've got them just feeling like it was just a lot of work and they were defensive, and that, you know, maybe they think that you just always had to be right, and it just got to be conflict after conflict, and there was this whole diva quality to the relationship. And they're like, you know what? I'm done with this. I just want to go off and create on my own. I just want to do my own thing. What's this Four of Cups about? This Four of Cups. There was not enough romance in the relationship for them. They could be thinking about things right now, like in reflection and review, but I feel like it's more in the past and there's just disappointment, but they don't plan to resurrect anything. This is about an issue that someone was not emotionally available. Perhaps someone was very demanding, but they weren't very giving emotionally. There wasn't a whole lot of romance or affection and compassion there, that they weren't getting their needs met. The emotional connection was not there for them. What's this King of Cups about? It could be Pisces. What's this King of Cups about for Cancerian? Someone was emotionally manipulative in their mind, Cancer. They feel like there was emotional manipulation, that someone was strategic or guarded with their emotions. We've got withholding emotion here. This is all about not getting needs met because the emotions were withheld. Someone was emotionally manipulative, and we've got the diva-like quality here. So it's like, you know, it's just easier for me to go off and do my own thing. What's this Moon about? Yeah, they're in lockdown mode while they're trying to figure out what was what and what happened. And did I get played? Did I get deceived? Was this all just was this just all surreal and I didn't get it? They're asking themselves a lot of questions right now, and they're in lockdown mode. They're specifically might be wondering if they, or it might be dawning on them, or they might be trying to figure out where they got screwed or duped or taken advantage of, because there were issues of control in the relationship and what they didn't see then. If only I knew then what I know now, that type of thing. But I think there's a lot of questions that have gone unanswered for them, and they're circling around, they're revolving around if there was fair play, if they were cheated, if someone was being kind of greedy and miserly with money or with resources or their feelings, just everything in general. Was this one-sided? And I feel like the Moon and the Four Cups go together here in the sense that this is someone in active review of the past. There's no move to reconnect or to reach out. They want to get the hell out of Dodge. But it's still very much on their mind, and they might even still feel connected to you. But at times it could be like they're kind of squashing down their emotions. There's just too many questions. There's just the Moon and the Seven of Wands. It's like too much stuff. Every time they think of you, there's a conflict. Every time they just get all kind of salty and just when they think about the interaction. And this is a whole lot of emotion right here. So it's one of those things that's just like in this big swirling box on the shelf, and they don't want to take it down and look at it, because every time they do, they either get mad, and it brings up all the issues again about how they were basically not valued or treated unkindly. I think they might feel like that you were a diva, or that you always had to be right, that you always thought of yourself as having the advantage, and you always kept more for yourself, that sort of thing. No shade, no judgment here. This is how it's laying out. That they did not feel valued. They felt like at some point they had to be in service of you and what you wanted. Again, no judgment, no shade. This is just how the cards are laying out here. And I feel their disappointment and disdain. There's equal parts disappointment and sadness, and also disdain. This right here. What's this King of Coins about? King of Coins. All right, Pisces. Not Pisces, sorry. I'm looking at the King of Cups here, Pisces. Cancer. All right, Cancer. So your instructions are basically to but you are in charge of your own security. Right now, your focus is most likely on building your security. This King of Coins and Three of Coins is very connected in the sense that this is all about you doing the work that you want to do, you putting your efforts towards what you feel worthy are worthy of your efforts, that will give you gratification back, because you did not get it with this relationship. Somebody was emotionally manipulative. They didn't value your emotions. You might have put offers out there, but they weren't getting, they might have put out offers, but they didn't feel like it was getting reciprocated. There was not a lot of offering of love as far as they were concerned. So, Cancer, your job right now is to just keep your emotions at bay and worry about yourself. This is not a time to find an emotionally fulfilling relationship. This is a period of solitude and solace and you building your own security. And you're not ready emotionally. We've still got heartache here. You're still hurting. So this is about getting you balanced again and exploring and understanding and feeling your feelings. But this is not a time for you to connect with others, because it feels like your person, same type of thing here. Like, don't punch me in the throat, but it could be that they weren't wrong. You perhaps didn't find this relationship emotionally fulfilling either. It's just that neither one of you really took the time to end it. And right now you're kind of feeling the loss and the sadness of that, but this was not emotionally fulfilling for either of you. And your partner, for whatever reason, thought that you were kind of quite the diva, like you always had to kind of be right, or that there was always conflict, like everything was, a dumpster fire or a knife fight, and whether that's accurate or not, this is how they feel. I mean, we've got the Tower here, we got the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So this is somebody that's very high energy and, very confident and very wants what they want, is always on the move. They're involved in their own pursuits. So there isn't a whole lot of time for emotional connection, or at least that's the way your person felt. And, we've got the being guarded with emotions, and then this is either being guarded with emotions and because you're concentrating on your needs and what you want, or it's flat out emotionally manipulative. Either way, your person did not think that things were very emotionally available in the relationship. And this is a period of solitude and solace for you right now. They're working on their stuff, trying to find their next big thing or next big passion project or person. You're working on building your security and trying to understand your feelings, and bit by bit, maybe you're in review of this. Maybe you're not in review of this at all. You're just like, you know what it was, but I am all about me and doing what I want to do right now, and I'm not really emotionally investing in anything, but I am having fun, and I'm able to stay the course and create my own security and do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't have to worry about taking care of somebody else. Maybe that's how you feel. All right, so one card for Cancer, please. One card for Cancer. There's that King of Cups again. We got it twice. This is about being emotionally guarded and always maintaining a position of control and power. Kings are always in power. We got that twice here. This could be male or female, but it's somebody that perhaps is emotionally manipulative to the extreme. In the extreme sense, it would be somebody who's emotionally manipulative because they weaponize their emotions basically in relationships. But it also could be somebody that is very guarded and doesn't invest a whole lot emotionally in general. It could also be that you're dealing with a Pisces or another water sign. Either way, this is somebody that whenever it comes to dealing with their emotions, it's kind of not that easy for them. I know this is a King of Cups, but this also is somebody who's guarded about their emotions. And while they might be emotionally balanced and kind, this is also somebody that has to keep those emotions in check, because it's about the power about managing them, or about being able to control those emotions, I guess. I know I'm not making much sense, but this is about managing and controlling emotions. The positive sense is that it can be wise counsel. There's compassion, there's balance, there's emotional, but it's like this objective piece to it. There's this sort of management and control of the emotions to where they're not getting the better of the person. They don't act on them. Queen facilitates, this one controls. So this also, to me, feels very solitary. The King of Cups feels solitary. So we got the King of Coins, So this is all about you two, each to yourselves, unto yourselves, managing your own affairs, also not emotionally connecting with each other. Perhaps this is you trying to understand your feelings, or just whatever feelings you have about this, you're trying to bring them under control because there is this heartache here. And also the recognition that maybe you just can't do anything about it. This person's pretty stuck or resolute on how they feel. Especially since their pride and their feelings were hurt, they feel like they were emotionally rejected, or that they were not valued. Their emotions were not valued. You could be dealing with somebody that was deep down was very kind of fragile emotionally. That's not a shade. That's not slam. That's just somebody that's really, very sensitive, and they felt like that was not respected or honored or given back to you. I mean, it hurt them. So that, in their mind, is like a hell-worthy trespass. That's the one thing they're hung up on, is that they feel like they were emotionally manipulated, or they felt, I'm just going to say it, they felt you were Cancer, emotionally manipulated, but also that their feelings were used against them, that who they were at the core, their emotional vulnerability was used against them. What's this? I get 2 cards, snapshot for Cancer, please. Yeah, okay. We got clouds and we got the whip. So both of those are, ow. Okay. This is a very stormy, rocky, uneasy, unstable relationship that there might have been a lot of arguments. There might have just been a lot of unmet expectations, not connecting emotionally, someone not getting their needs met. There's upheaval. Things are not stable. And this is just like, think of like like a whip. Just, what was it? There's this story about the tiger tail. And I was, way back when with palmistry, there's something, it's right in this area here. It's called the tiger's tail, if you see that. And it's all about a domineering mother that kind of jerks that tail back with the tiger. And this feels like that's what this is. The whip's right here. It feels like there was just constant jerking the rug out from under, or that just constant zzz, that never quite let things kind of settle and just start on this even course. And we got the clouds approaching that situation. And for me, that magnifies it, that there was just never that stability, that security. At least towards the end, there wasn't. It might have started out that way, but there's no backstory here. So it's in terms of what came behind the tower. So this is just still very present as far as it being a disappointing, problematic relationship that just had a lot of issues with it. All right, what else for Cancer? Let me put this here. Cancer. Okay, so when it's like this, I'd be like that. All right, so we've got, it's the Hierophant and Judgment. Wow. Okay, so that's about restoring. The Hierophant is about marriage or faith or stability or control or restriction. It's all of the things that are stable and pervasive and meant to guide and ground society, right? So we got banks, we got institutions. But in terms of Hierophant, that's more the Emperor. In terms of Hierophant, that's about the social things that we do that keep society grounded, like marriage, like going to church, customs, traditions, things that have been sort of held through centuries that we just, like holidays that we honor, things like that. So it's about restoring faith. This is marriage, and this is, what is this, a second chance? Is this somebody in review of that? Oh, wait a minute. That's the Hierophant reversed. This is the Hierophant reversed. So this is about the lack of faith, lack of hope, lack of stability, and being kind of resolute about this decision. This is a decision made with no forward movement. So it's kind of like the Four of Cups here. This is all about kind of being maybe disappointed. Maybe this relationship shattered their faith for a while. This is about not going forward with any kind of marriage or proposal or any kind of forward movement. Maybe this was a relationship where you were just living together. It kind of went against the status quo. It wasn't ever a marriage, but you were very connected in unconventional terms. Like you just lived together. You didn't make it official. But whatever this was, this relationship is now no longer. And I feel like it's taken a piece of them with it, that it changed them, because we went from somebody wanting to reach out and connect emotionally to not being in a place now where they're just all about, like, I just want to do my own thing and I don't want connection. I just want the fun, the adventure, the passion, but I do not want emotional connection with someone. So I feel like this change, well, they're still dealing with it. So maybe they're trying to outrun the emotional fallout because they're still very much dealing with this to the point where they are, it's almost like down with love. You know what I mean? They don't want anything approaching commitment. And yet we have, well, okay, that's what this is. This is because of that, they're still very connected to this. We have the moon here. I was gonna say, do we have the high priestess or the moon? Here's the moon. I feel like they still feel connected to you. They're still processing this. And we see that here too. I don't know how long it's been, but they're still processing this, and there's still that connection to you that they're trying to sort out. And like I said, they feel like they were cheated. So this has kind of ruined their faith in connection and commitment and marriage and stability. Like, it's made them question everything. And they've spent a lot of time in review. So when I say it's made them question everything, this is not about an offer to get back together. This is about them just really looking at their past. Even before you two were a couple, it's made them kind of go in review of everything. It's this long, review of their past. It's disappointment, it's reflection, it's realizing that indeed things are done and over, but this is not moving forward with any kind of realizations or progress about that, or wanting any kind of reconnection. That's just realizing things are over and kind of looking at the past that led up to that, but there's no movement forward towards anything involving that, including connection with other. Like, this has kind of ruined them for a while. This really did a number on their self-esteem and their vulnerability, and I'm not saying that you're the reason for that. Because you're feeling it too, but they're still dealing with the fallout of this. Okay, all right. So I hope this was helpful for you, Cancer. I wish you luck with this. It doesn't look like it's easy for either of you. And yeah, I think that's the Hierophant. Is that reverse? Is this a hat? I thought that was a hat, but it looks like, I guess it's a shield. And anyway, either way, they are reconsidering their position on being emotionally connected to someone and stable and secure at this point. They do not want that. They might be working towards that, but right now they're all about having fun, going out there, doing their own thing, and not being able to be trapped or committed because they don't want to have to be emotionally vulnerable again. They don't want to be emotionally manipulated, abused, emotionally. And not saying that you did that, but that's the way they felt, that they just really got taken advantage of emotionally. So they are all about the passion and the fun and the pursuit right now. And you are tasked with concentrating on your own security and building balance and security for yourself, and not investing in this situation anymore or with anybody else emotionally. It's all about you kind of just keeping to yourself and concentrating on your future and establishing control in your domain, and because you're still processing this. All right. I hope this was helpful. I know it was long. It was entailed little snippets here and there. I wish you luck with this, and I wish your person luck as well. And I do hope that you both are able to see your way through this. All right. You take care.